Hello and welcome, dear learners, to our exciting lesson on adaptation of organisms. My name is Vivian Awur, and today we are going to explore how living things survive and thrive and reproduce in different environments. By the end of this topic, you will be able to define the term adaptation and related key concepts, identify and explain the types of adaptation in organisms, and lastly, describe how different organisms adapt to various habitats such as the savanna, forest, aquatic, mountain, and desert. Before we go further, let's first understand some important terms that will guide our learning. Organisms. Organism is any living thing, such as a plant, animal, fungus, or microorganism that can grow, reproduce, and respond to its environment. Adaptation. Adaptation is the special features or behaviors that help an organism survive and reproduce in its environment. This may develop over many generations. Habitat. Habitat is the natural home or environment where an organism lives, feeds, and reproduces. Physiological processes. This is the internal chemical or biological functions that keep an organism alive, such as breathing, photosynthesis, or temperature regulation. Behavioral traits. This is the actions or patterns of activity that help an organism survive, such as the migration or hunting at night. Camouflage. The ability of an organism to blend in with its surrounding to avoid predators or sneak up on the prey. Types of adaptation. Organisms adapt to different ways. These adaptations can be grouped into three main categories: structural or morphological adaptation. These are physical features of an organism's body that help them survive. Example, long neck of a giraffe for reaching high leaves, thick fur of a polar bear for warmth, waxy coating in cactus stem to reduce water loss. Behavioral adaptation. These are special ways of an organism's behavior to survive. Example, birds migrating to warmer areas during winter, nocturnal hunting by lions to avoid the heat of the day, desert animals being active only at night to conserve water. Physiological or functional adaptation. This involves internal processes that help survival. Example, some desert plants storing water in their stems, camels producing concentrated urine to save water, certain fish adjusting salt levels in their bodies when moving between fresh and salty water. Now that you understand what adaptation means and the different types of adaptation organisms have, let's explore how living things survive in different parts of the world. Each habitat has its own unique conditions, such as temperatures, water availability, and food sources, that create challenge for plants and animals. To overcome these challenges, organisms have developed special features and behavior that help them live successfully in their homes. In this part of the lesson, we will look closely at 5 important habitats: the savanna, the forest, aquatic, mountain, and deserts. For each habitat, we will discover the amazing adaptation that allow animals and plants to thrive in this diverse environment. Let's begin with savanna habitat. The savanna is a vast grassland dotted with scattered trees. It has warm temperatures all year round, but experiences distinct wet and dry seasons. Organisms here must survive long dry periods and occasional fires. Animals such as giraffes have long necks to reach the leaves on tall trees, while lions have sandy-colored fur that blends with the dry grass. helping them sneak up on their prey. Elephants use their large ears to cool themselves by flapping them and travel long distance in search of water. Plants like the acacia tree have deep roots to reach underground water and small leaves to reduce water loss. Baobab trees store water in their thick trunk to survive the dry season. Next, let's explore the forest habitat. Forests are dense with tall trees and receive plenty of rainfall. Light is often limited near the forest floor, so plants and animals have special ways to adapt. Monkeys use their strong limbs and long tails to swing through trees easily. Leopards have spotted fur to camouflage among the shadows, making it easier to hunt or avoid predators. Birds have strong beaks designed to eat specific fruits or insects. Trees grow tall with large broad leaves to catch sunlight, while climbing plants called lianas use other trees for support to reach light. Buttressed roots help stabilize the tall trees in shallow soils. Now, we turn our attention to aquatic habitat. Aquatic environments include both freshwater, like rivers and lakes, and salty seas and oceans. Organisms living here must be able to live in water and obtain oxygen. Fish have streamlined bodies and gills that allow them to breathe underwater efficiently. Ducks and other water birds have webbed feet that help them swim. Dolphins have thick layer of blubber to keep warm and use echolocation to find food. Plants such as water lilies have broad floating leaves to capture sunlight, and mangroves have special roots called nematophores that breathe air in waterlogged soil. Next, let's visit the mountain habitat. Mountains are cold, have thin air, and are often steep and rocky. Organisms here need to be tough and adaptable to survive these harsh conditions. Mountain goats have strong, sharp hooves that allow them to climb steep rocky slopes without slipping. Snow leopards have thick fur and long tails to keep warm. Birds like the bar-headed goose can fly at high altitude with less oxygen. Plants grow close to the ground to avoid strong winds, and many have small needle-like leaves to reduce water loss. Conifers have flexible branches that shade heavy snow. Finally, we explore the desert habitat. Deserts are very dry, with high temperatures during the day and cold nights. Water is scarce, so organisms have to be very efficient at conserving it. Camels store fat in their humps, which can be converted into water and energy when food is scarce. Fennec foxes have large ears that help release body heat. Many desert animals are active at night to avoid the heat of the day. Cacti have thick stems that store water, and their spines protect them from while reducing water loss. Some desert plants have very deep roots that reach underground water. In conclusion, adaptation is a fascinating process that enables living organisms to survive, grow, and reproduce in the wide variety of environment found on Earth. Whether it's the scorching heat of the desert, the chilly peaks of the mountain, the dense shades of the forest, the vast grassland of the savanna, or the watery depth of the aquatic habitats, every organism has unique feature and behavior that help it overcome the challenges of its habitat. These adaptations can be structural, behavioral, and physiological, and they have developed over many generations through the process of natural selection. By studying this adaptation, we gain a deep understanding and appreciation of the complexity and the beauty of life. Keep observing the natural world around you, and you will continue to discover the amazing ways of organisms adapt to their environment. Now that we have explored how different organisms adapt to survive in various habitats, I invite you to take some time and think about the plants and animals you know from your local environment. Your task is to choose one plant and one animal species. Describe their habitat and explain at least 2 adaptations each has that help them survive there. Consider structural, behavioral, or physiological adaptation in your explanation. This activity will help you connect what we have learned today to the living world around you. Take your time and feel free to share your findings with your classmates.